I'll tell you what, mate. If Belgium beat France, I'll shave my head.
Fucking hell, that's giving me flashbacks to the R9 days. What happened with the R9? I can't even remember why you did it, but I remember you had that stupid haircut for a while.
Well, I bet you that I could run a marathon with no training. And you said, no, you can't. And I said, yeah, I can, mate. I'll do it tomorrow. And so we agreed if I couldn't do it, I'd have to get the R9 haircut, which for those who are looking at me is obviously leaving the front patch and shaving the rest. So maybe this bet isn't even that interesting for the viewers anymore.
QQ picture.
Yeah, true.
Do we actually have a picture?
If we can find one, we'll put it in.
Do you know what the funniest thing about that was? That you were in such denial that you actually blamed it on the fact that you went up to your apartment and it was the stairs that made you not be able to complete the marathon. Not the fact that you were completely physically underprepared.
How far did you go?
Great question. The stat man wants to know the stats.
Well, how far is a marathon, by the way?
23 miles.
23 miles. I don't know what that is in K's, but I did 14 kilometers. And then I took a stop to go upstairs and get a drink at my house. And that killed me. Coming back downstairs, I just started cramping.
Still to this day, believes that's why he didn't.
Was that on tarmac?
It was on tarmac, which was another reason
and
why.
And it was roasting hot.
It was super hot.
14 kilometers still impressive, and I would.
With no training.
It nearly killed you. I remember seeing you the next few days.
Exactly. So maybe Belgium beating France is just as unlikely, honestly, because they have looked absolutely rubbish.
They have looked a bit rubbish. I mean, I watched the game. It's just problems. I'm sure we're going to get into this a bit more, but there's problems all over, isn't there, mate? Yeah. I mean, Lukaku has just... I know there's a bit of a meme going around that he's the top scorer without VAR.
After own goals.
After own goals, of course. They've had a cracking tournament. But he's on the back foot. He's like, Lukaku's funny, right? You know, there's times at certain clubs, and he manages to get himself really sharp, and he starts scoring goals. But a Lukaku who doesn't have that sharpness, I don't know if it's the coach or his diet or his training regime or whatever it is, but when he doesn't have that, he looks really sluggish.
Yeah.
And he's on the back foot. He's not anticipating. I have no clue why Openda isn't starting over him.
Right. What would, just away from the Belgian squad, what would you pay for Lukaku at the moment? Because Chelsea obviously trying to get rid of him. We've put a price tag on of 38 million, I believe. Would you pay that?
How old is he?
Well, getting old.
He's like 30 or something now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like you're probably going to get anywhere between 20 and 30 mil from out. I mean, it's just a name. He's been around. He's got experience. But I have not been impressed with him this tournament, to be honest. I know he did manage to get a goal, didn't he, in the end? Has he got one goal?
Don't think so.
No goals.
He hasn't even got a goal.
No goals.
I mean, there you go. He's just quite painful to watch. And that's coming from an England fan who has to watch Harry Kane every single week.
Yeah.
Well, I thought we could just actually look at the difference between Lukaku and Harry Kane. I thought they're probably quite a good comparison. I just literally just thought about it. And, well, we know that Romelu is having a pretty poor start, and I know Harry's had one goal.
I did see Lukaku's got an XG of 1.67.
Expected goals for the uninformed.
Yeah, expected goals, which I believe is the highest for a player without scoring in the tournament.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
he's had a total of 10 attempts so far, and Harry Kane's only had 8, with a goal to add to that.
When did Harry Kane have 8 attempts? Him sticking a fucking long ball from left back isn't an attempt.
Romelu Lukaku 5 dribbles, Harry Kane 1.
Harry Kane dribbles in a different way when he's doing an interview after.
But then Lukaku only 2 runs into the attacking third, whilst Harry's made 4.
Interesting. Like I'm unsure if they include all the offsides in this, right? Because this is obviously when there's live play going on. So imagine the attempts with the offsides, with obviously the runs in behind where he's offside probably don't count, right? So I imagine it's even more buffed up. After you include all those things.
And what was that stat about Harry Kane running with the ball into the opposition half?
He's made 4 runs into the attacking third.
Yeah, that's because he's always that fucking centre back.
Yeah.
I mean,
is that impressive?
No, it's not impressive because that's not where he needs to be.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, they're the other team in the tournament who's give me proper England vibes, like a bit underperforming. Did you know they're 3rd ranked in the FIFA World Rankings?
It's ridiculous.
What have they done?
Nothing.
literally nothing to get.
The golden generation just gets your points off aura, basically.
I don't even know. Like, maybe it's Nations League or I don't know.
But I don't think they've done that well in that either.
No, I don't understand how the rankings are done.
Yeah, maybe they were all right in qualifying. But if you're wondering why we're talking about Belgium, guys, it's probably a great opportunity to reintroduce the concept of footy roulette. You're listening to our podcast called Footy Roulette, and every week we do a spin of a roulette wheel. We landed on Belgium last week at the Euros. We're going to analyse a bit more of what you've just heard about the team, how they played, how crap they've been, what's working, what's not. We'll also do a bit of a deep dive into their league system, which is a bit of a homage to the typical Footy Roulette episodes. And then we'll just say goodbye after a couple of little fun challenges.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. Speaking of Belgium and their performance, Harry, I know you, apart from the Lukaku piece, had a few things you wanted to say about how they looked in the last game in particular.
Yeah, like I said, they're obviously massively underperforming. I feel like the back 4/3, they kind of start at 4, don't they? Change into a 3. Yeah, I look across that back 4, and that is not a tournament winning back 4. Like, you've got a championship centre back.
By the way, from my side, like, he's the best one.
Well,
I've been impressed.
Well, the ratings would disagree.
Really?
Because I did check that after you said that. I'd been watching him. I wasn't super impressed. They've just got no calibre. I did look at all the teams that they played for, and none of the back 4 played for a top tier team. And in fact, 2 of the players played for Leicester. Castagna and FaZe played for Leicester, which is the second league in England. So, like, you look at the teams who are performing well, and you look at their defenders, and we all know in tournament football, a solid defence goes a long way.
That's why England are going to bring it home.
Well, that's why England get where they do, because they're fair to them. They don't concede loads of goals.
Yeah.
They're just going to struggle, I think. I've got a question mark, and I know this is a difficult stat for Statman to pull out, or maybe it's just a talking point, but what's De Bruyne doing differently in Belgium that isn't working compared to Man City? Because he looks frustrated, he looks disappointed with his teammates, he isn't being effective. So yeah, what's your thoughts on De Bruyne there?
A couple of things. Well, I think that you mentioned it there. I think there is a bit of discontent within the camp. The commentators I was listening to, they were asking who's wearing the pants, the coach or De Bruyne? Because it seemed, I mean, not in those words. I'll claim those words. But it seemed like De Bruyne was going over to this young Italian coach, giving him that we should be doing this. Young
what?
He's a young Italian coach, the Belgian guy.
Oh yeah, sorry. I got.
You thought I was talking about the Italian team out of nowhere.
I just got my trip in there. Sorry.
No, you're right, mate. But is De Bruyne trying to say over-influence because of his experience and the lack of perhaps with this young coach? And is it sort of just this golden generation, the classic story of so much individual talent, less than the sum of their parts, not living up to it? Specifically around De Bruyne, though, I think for me, one of the bigger issues was not what they're doing with the ball, even though they looked pretty rubbish with it. It was how easily Ukraine were breaking the front 2 lines. Like, they were making passes beyond De Bruyne and Tielemans, and leaving Onana by himself with the back 4 that you mentioned that are not that great. So I think the press seems really separated. And I think, again, we've sort of mentioned Austria in previous episodes. Pep's obviously a very organised presser, if you could say that he does press sometimes. I think it's just different players, different areas of the team going in different directions.
Yeah, and I think there's a massive lack of smart movement from Belgium when they're in possession. I think De Bruyne is maybe getting a bit frustrated. You know, Lukaku, for example, is in front of him. Yeah. Doku, I think, has been terrible. I don't know what Doku's game plan. It's like playing Pro Evo soccer back in like 2009. Remember when you could just give it to your centre back and just like dribble past everyone? Yeah. Like, that's like Doku's like a throwback to that. Like, every time he gets a ball, he's just like, oh, I guess I'm just going to try to take on 6 people. And if I lose the ball.
But he does. He beats them.
No, I would like to know what his successful dribble rate in this tournament's been, because I think he's
made 26 dribbles in the tournament so far.
Completed?
Now I'm going to find that out.
26? No, but that's
20 attempts.
Right. But
Yeah, and if 26 of them have failed, then that's shocking.
no, but he like in the last game against Ukraine, like he was beating players. The complaint I think is the final product. It's you beat the play. He's got past. He's got to the byline. He's cutting inside. It's then he's putting a cross fucking out for almost a throw in on the other side. You know, like it's rubbish.
I think a dribble is a complete dribble.
Effective.
So that's 22 dribbles, and then that's 9 runs into the attacking third,
Yeah.
11 runs into the key play area, and 20 runs into the penalty area.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
And then he's had 0 assists, 0 clear chances.
Okay, so
only 5 total attempts, 1 on target and 1 off target.
Okay, so we're talking end product here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that seems to be the problem with all Belgium and Lukaku, De Bruyne, all this talent. I can't seem to be matching it. Going back to that, talking about fragility of their defensiveness and their press, they recorded the lowest attempted a single didn't attempt a single tackle. Sorry, didn't attempt a single tackle in the first half of that game.
What the hell?
Yeah. And do you want to know the other?
Didn't attempt a single tackle. How did they get the ball back?
And then, but they are also joint in that. And do you want to know the other team who didn't? Do that?
Don't fucking say it. England,
yeah. They didn't. England didn't record a single tackle, and then they were on a draw with Slovenia on Tuesday in the first half.
How do you not attempt a single tackle?
That just solidifies the point that England and Belgium are one and the same.
What the hell?
We've both got a crappy striker. We've got Bellingham's basically De Bruyne, both underperforming. You know, wingers are not got in product.
They both attempted 4 in the game, the fewest by a team in a Euros match on record since 1980.
Freaking hell. Oh, well, that's a beautiful stat to get us going.
So, yeah, I think... Well, I say that the statage has gotten better week on week. I'm loving this. Great contributions.
I'm surrounded by 2 guys who love football and keep sending me the good stuff.
Yeah, true. I will tell you, though, that I feel like... I know I've said this before, but you need to get a Openda on. I think a Openda is so much more mobile. Like, I feel like they have the tools potentially to be like quite an effective pressing team and win the ball high. But Lukaku's not mobile enough and it's a bit disjointed. But Openda's rapid. You got players like Doku. You got the right midfielder. I'm going to butcher his name. It's like Bukakio or something like that.
He came off the bench.
Yeah, he came off the bench. He's rapid.
PSV start this season.
You've got loads of pace and energy. I just don't think the coach is kind of harnessing the right way. I don't understand what his style of play is at the minute.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's not looking great. And as I said, if they do manage to beat France, I'll shave my head. I think it's a sure thing. I'm going to be rocking up next episode with a full head of hair.
Yeah. But do you reckon France are up for it as well? I mean, they've not been. It's not like they've been performing. I think France. A lot of the top teams haven't been at their best. Yeah. Especially France, Belgium, and England.
That's a good point as well. Go on.
I just don't think they've been clinical. The difference for me. And again, maybe you'll prove me wrong with stats, but I think they've created chances. You know, like the first game, everyone was like, "Oh, France and England both shit," but like Mbappe should have scored. We talked about this already. Giroud should have scored. I didn't see the second game, but the last one as well. Like they're creating chances. I'm not saying they're looking unreal. And everyone's like making fun of like the fact that no French player had scored in the first 2 games when they actually qualified. Mbappe then went on to score a penalty. That's all they've got. They are creating.
And you got to remember, they are French and they are jammy as fuck. Like, there's just something about the French team. They've got loads of depth and they just give me those Real Madrid vibes of they can play a bit bad, but you just still feel like they're going to get that goal and win it.
You just don't feel that with Belgium.
No, I'm literally the opposite. Belgium are like the Yeovil of the Euros right now.
Didn't you compare them to Spurs previously?
Oh yeah, a bit Spursy, isn't it?
They're Spursy, they're like Yeovil, and they're like England. I'm not sure what's the worst insult.
All 3 of them are terrible.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess like the next phase, and this is, as I mentioned, a bit of a homage to a typical footy roulette episode, because we've done a bit of Euros chat. Typically, when we spin the roulette wheel, it will be anywhere in the world, and we'll go and look at their league systems, which I'm really excited to get back to be honest with you.
We never were there.
We've never been there yet, but we will be there soon. Today, why don't we spend a little bit of time looking at the Jupiler Football League.
Jupiler.
Yeah.
Football
I don't
know why I know why it's Jupiler. It's Jupiler.
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 Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. Actually, yeah. Jupiler. What is it?
Don't know, Harry. Tell us.
Well, it's a beer, isn't it? It's a national, one of the national lagers of Belgium.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to ask you two, what is a classic Belgium lager that you find in the UK, which people like to drink?
Leffy.
Well, Leffe, yeah. Well, I'm thinking more lagery, not less fancy. A lot of people might not know this is Belgium, actually.
No idea, mate. Amstel?
If I gave you a little tip, no, Amsterdam.
That makes sense.
Weissbier.
Weissbier.
Stella.
Stella's Belgium, right? And could you imagine if it wasn't called the Jupiler Pro League, it was called the Stella Artois Pro League?
Ooh.
It'll make it sound like some sort of like backyard trailer park fight league as opposed to a football league, wouldn't it? Like all these lads in the vests just like smacking each other up in like a cage.
That's the sort of shit you watch on YouTube. I've seen it.
And I'd tell you what, if Stella Artois sponsored that, it'll be a lot better.
I don't know.
I disagree. I think it would be Stella Football League would have that reputation, but Stella Artois, when it has that sophisticated bit at the end, I think that changes the whole
I feel like it's Brits, so we still know what that fucking means. Yeah. That's what that is that's a car salesman who wears a suit during the day but then goes home and smacks his wife up. He calls it Stella Artois. Like, just your average trailer park guy who doesn't even have a job just calls it Stella.
Yeah, fair.
So a bit of credit to the name.
No, I completely agree. I think Stella Artois has a little bit of...
You've got something in your throat, mate.
Has a little bit of class to it. So
how did you like my skit, by the way?
Pretty shit, mate. This is the skit that Harry warned us before the episode that he was just going to come out with and see how it landed. I'd love to hear everyone's rating, but...
I just thought, wouldn't it be funny if it was the Stella League, Pro League?
Great.
You wouldn't think it's a football league.
Yeah.
Maybe that was just me when I was laid there at like 11 p.m, just like thinking to myself, when you get those...
Wouldn't it be funny?
Wouldn't it be hilarious? I was there laid in bed like...
Well, do you want to know what Stella Artois means in Belgium?
Yes, we do.
In Belgium?
Belgish?
It's Flemish?
French?
Dutch?
It's French.
No, they speak Dutch and French.
But Stella Artois is probably French, right?
Yes, but the name Stella meaning star in Latin.
Oh.
Makes sense.
And Artois...
the fancy bit.
Star beer.
Fuck off.
Stat man.
I'll tell you something, stat man. Artois doesn't mean beer.
That's interesting.
Artois. What do we reckon Artois means? I reckon it means like artisan. I reckon it means artisan.
Yeah,
That's great,
and it is quite classy.
Artois. Artist.
Yeah. It's interesting how every country has like a star beer. Like in Spain, you have Estrella.
Yeah.
Estrella, as they like to call it here in the UK. In Belgium, you have Stella Artois.
It is funny. It's such a basic ass thing to call a beer as well. It's like star beer.
Yeah.
Like if you went into the supermarket in England and it was just like star beer, you'll be like, oh, I'm avoiding that shit.
Yeah. Brewed in someone's backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that would be grim.
I think Artois is the location.
Oh.
Maybe.
Hopefully a fancy location.
It says Artois is a noun for a former province of northern France near the English Channel.
But that doesn't sound very Belgian.
Former French province, so maybe it's now in Belgium.
It's a little bit sus, a lot of these stages are surrounding Stella. Have you had a couple of Stellas this morning?
I wish.
Off your rocker.
Anyway, it's not called the Stella Artois Football League. It's called the Jupiler Football League. And I will tell you what, mate. The Jupiler Football League is one of the most random setups I've ever seen in the world. And I want any fan that's found a more random setup needs to let us know because you're not beating this.
Really? That's a massive statement.
Considering that we've actually not even got started on a podcast yet, and our whole format is about finding weird leagues.
Yeah.
We found it with Belgium. Right, fuck it. This is the end of the show.
Yeah, you're not beating it, guys. Don't worry listening in again.
Yeah.
Should I give a rundown of it, Statman? Do you want to do it?
You go for it, man. You went up all last night.
I couldn't sleep last night, and unlike Harry thinking of shitty skits, I was like, I wonder what the Belgian Football League's like. They got 30 teams. Oh, no, sorry. They've got X amount of teams, but they play 30 games each. And then that's the regular season, they call it.
Is this a top league? Yeah.
Top league, right? The Jupiler Football League. or the Stella Artois Football League in your mind.
So like 30 backyard fights.
30 games each, right? And then it splits off, but not like a typical split off where you got just like a playoff, all right? What they do is they split into 3 parts. You've got the top teams, they play for the championship, right? There's 6 teams there, right? Maybe that's normal. Right. The weird bit about that is that the middle teams all play each other for a spot in the Conference League. So you could be in the top 6 teams and miss out on Champions League and all that, but you don't even have the chance to qualify for Conference League.
How many Champions League spots and Europa League spots does the Belgian League get?
No idea.
And it's so random that, like, what did they do before the Conference League? Like, because that's a new concept.
Yeah, exactly. And then the bottom half, the bottom 6 teams also split off, and they just have like a little relegation battle.
Just
amongst
they got
themselves.
nothing to.
Yeah.
That's like that football tournament we played the other day when they were like, right, you guys were all shit, but you can still play for the shit cup.
Yeah.
Which means nothing.
Well, the classic, yeah, like you have the trophy for all the good teams and the plate, so you don't go home and cry to yourself. Yeah.
Who the fuck wants a plate? Like, oh, give me the golden bowl. Like,
yeah.
Who wants that?
So you basically play 30 games, and then it's still all to play for because you're just playing against like whoever you're.
So how many games is there in the seat? You play
40. Well, it depends which one you're in, because if you're in the bottom, you've got 36 games because they play 6 after the 30.
So you only play every team once?
No, you play every team twice in the beginning.
In the beginning,
and then you play every team once in the knockout.
And how do they determine home and away? Just random.
Yeah, no idea. But it gets weirder, guys. Right? For me, the more interesting part, you've got the Jupiler Pro League, then you've got the Challenger League, which is League 2, essentially, or the Championship equivalent. And then, for some weird reason, rather than having a third league, they've got 2 third leagues, which each both have 1 promotion spot to go up. Right? Sounds relatively normal?
Yeah.
They're completely different formats. One has a playoff, one doesn't. One's just a season, and if you're top, you go up. The other one, you have to go into a playoff. If you win that, you get the promotion. And they have different amounts of teams.
This, you know what? I'm going to fucking say it right now, guys. This is why the Belgian football team are a fucking shambles. Because they don't know what's going on. Like, are we pressing? Are we not pressing? Are we getting relegated? Are we playing for Europa Conference League? Are we doing knockouts? Are we just going straight up? Are we even in the Euros? I thought we're in the Copa America. Like, what the fuck? They don't know what day it is.
Literally, it is a shambles. But it sort of did lead me onto the question. Would you rather play in a league where there's 16 teams and whoever's top gets promotion, or would you rather play in a league where there's 12 teams and the top 4 go into a playoff at the end of the season to get the promotion?
How about relegation?
No idea how it works, but bottom team goes down.
You're going to have to repeat those again because my brain is bad
good.
at...
League table, top spot goes up, or league, then playoff, top spot goes up.
I like a little
playoff. Yeah. As football fans, I think we'd appreciate the playoff.
Yeah.
The excitement of a playoff.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's how they do it in rugby, I think, in the English rugby.
Interesting. And to be fair, the championship does the same, right? It's a typical format. Yeah. Speaking of would you rather questions, I've prepared a couple of little fun ones that I would love to hear from you guys.
You cheeky bugger.
All right. And it actually relates to Jupiler, the beer, the first one. All right, Harry Bray first. Actually, Statman H, I want to hear your thoughts too. Would you rather get given 100k cash right now, or get 500 quid per Jupiler that you drink for the next month? I'll do some quick maths for you.
Yeah.
That would, to make your 100k, you'd need to drink 6.6 Jupilers a day. They're bottles, by the way, not pints.
6.6 Jupilers a
So
day.
500 quid or 100k?
Yeah.
I would just take the 100k, I reckon.
You just take the 100k?
Yeah.
Just take the 100k?
I can't be asked.
I mean, could I out... The likelihood is, if I really put my mind and liver to the test, maybe I could do 10 Jupilers a day.
Yeah, and then you'd make an extra 50k.
But there is 100% within a month going to be some time where my body might give in and go...
Is that every day?
That's how you
So
can
maybe,
do it however you want.
Maybe we could just do it on the weekend or after
You'd
cricket
need to
training
do
on a
like
Thursday night.
30 on every Saturday or Sunday.
And H, I've seen you after 2 pints. You're fucking, you can't even walk, son. So I don't know. You're going through 30 fucking Jupilers on a Sunday and get it up for work the next day.
Maybe I should have made it.
I'll shave my head if I don't.
Maybe I should have made it more competitive. You're both taking the 100k. Next question.
Just a little fun fact while we're on Jupiler. You can buy Jupiler in McDonald's in Belgium.
That is a fun fact.
It is fun when you go into McDonald's and you see, I can get a beer.
Yeah. Well, you can get. Can you not do that in the UK?
No.
Oh, you can do that in Spain.
Can you? Oh, you can get in Australia.
Yeah.
Australia.
I don't know if it's
Look at me.
Look at Stadia, mate. 2 months in the UK and you're speaking like that.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Would you rather meet the whole Belgian football team or win a lifetime supply of waffles?
I don't like waffles that much.
This golden generation doesn't look too golden at the moment, so I'm going to go for the golden food, which is waffles.
You're going to go waffle. I'm going to go players, but I'm going to go strategic, and I'm going to get a club shirt from each of their teams and get them to sign it and then sell it on eBay.
And get your 100k.
And then buy a load of waffles.
Then buy waffles with that money. And I will out-waffle you, sir.
Fair. Last, would you rather? Harry Bray, I'm wearing the football shirt of Hull City.
Yeah.
All right. Bit of a homage to your team. Would you rather live in Belgium for the rest of your life or see Hull City get relegated in 5 consecutive seasons, which would put them out of the Conference League?
What the fuck you got against Belgium? I'm moving to Belgium. What the hell? I thought you were going to say, would you rather live in Belgium or
For the
Hull?
rest of your life.
Yeah.
For the rest of your life. You can't leave Belgium.
In Theo's mind, he's thinking, would you rather live in hell or watch that?
It is kind
What, I
of
can
like...
never leave Belgium? I'm like trapped to its borders.
You can leave, but you live there. That's your home for the rest of your life.
Fucking sign me up. What do you mean? What, I can live in a nice European country which is really stable with great food and beer? Or Hull City get relegated 5 times in a row, but you can live in Hull. Like,
You can live anywhere if Hull City get relegated.
well, I'll still probably just be fucking here, won't I?
Well, that's the choice you're making, Statman. It's Villa in this case. Would
If
you
it
rather
was-
see Villa get relegated 6 times in a row?
I'd go to Belgium.
You'd live in Belgium.
I think you
See you
really
later,
miss...
boys.
Have you ever been to Belgium?
Yeah, it's nice enough. But
Nice enough. What the fuck happened to you in Belgium? Did a group of lads corner you in an alley and pull your pants down? Because you've got something against it.
had a great time eating waffles, drinking
Yeah,
juice.
is that what you call it? Eating waffles?
Yeah,
Fucking
mate.
6 big waffles. Juicy waffles.
With all the sauces and everything. We'll move on.
Yeah.
I may have misjudged the difficulty of my Would You Rathers this week, but it could be a nice little fun section to bring back at some point. We were supposed to contact Belgian players this week.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, didn't do that.
I forgot also. So we'll do better next week, guys. But just a reminder of how clutch we came in last week with the German players. We actually are still chasing one of the videos. But we got Mona Lohman to send in a video. If you haven't seen it yet, check out our Instagram and TikTok. It was great vibes. Former professional Bundesliga women's player.
Someone actually messaged me and was like, how the hell did you secure that? Well played.
Well, because I used to coach her. But if you want to hear about that, check out the last episode. We don't need a repeat. It's time to move back to the Euros.
Yeah.
Predictions for this round, I think, is all we need to do. A nice quick fire round. Statman, do you want to give us the games?
Yeah. So we have Spain versus Georgia.
Who do you think?
Come on, Spain.
Georgia have looked great, but Spain are going through.
Germany versus Denmark.
Germany.
Germany.
We have... Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Portugal versus Slovenia.
Portugal.
Portugal are going through.
France, Belgium.
France are going through, or I'm shaving my head.
Yeah.
Romania, Netherlands.
This could be the upset.
I
I think Netherlands is probably what my heart and head says, but Romania could cause an upset maybe.
Yeah, I think I see Netherlands going through after a bit of a scare where it goes to extra time at least.
Austria, Turkey.
Doing your job.
Austria.
Yeah. Again, I think it could be like a 2-1er.
Yeah.
Could be interesting.
That would be probably the game of the
Yeah.
round of 16.
Yeah.
England, Slovakia.
England, I think will scrape through.
I think so too.
Switzerland, Italy.
I think this will be a good game.
This will
too.
be good.
I think this will go to penalties. I think Switzerland are going to do it.
Wow, Switzerland on penalties. I will say Italy on penalties.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's our predictions. You heard it here first.
That's probably completely different to what I put into the betting tip thing we use.
Literally. I've done mine, so make sure you do get yours in,
I
boys.
did mine this
Should we
morning.
do scores on the doors while we're talking about the tipping comp?
Yeah, might as well. Harry, you've really stepped up in the last week. You're now 34 points, top of the table. And now I'm at 30. And then Theo's at 25, still just there.
Yeah, a bit of a comeback.
Yeah. I came back, didn't I? And now I've let it slip again. But
it's going to be difficult. And I don't know how to. You can't predict if it's going to go to extra time or penalties in the.
Well, you can put a draw down. I think that's actually what screwed me. I put a draw down for way too many games, and because you get points, even if you just pick the right winner, you guys have been scraping through with those ones, and obviously when it's not a draw, I'm losing points there.
I also think that last round of games were really unpredictable. We had some results that no one would have been able to predict, like Georgia, Austria, Romania, all getting results.
Yeah. But I will say, just quickly, I do new format for the Euros, right? I think that overall the quality of the third games was pretty poor. There were a couple of standouts there where it actually mattered, but teams were playing it out. There was all that talk about.
You mean for the third place?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they were no one was going for it.
No one was going for it. And speaking of Belgium, because that's what the episode's supposed to be about, they were a team that obviously should have been going for it because they nearly lost to Ukraine, which would have put them out. They knew that if they came second, they were going to play France, which you don't want, especially if you're as shit as Belgium are at the moment. As if they didn't go for it. And there are a few other teams where I thought it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree. All the games were pretty dead.
Yeah. But we digress. Should we find out which team we'll be following next week and giving you some stellar analysis on prior to the quarterfinals?
Let's do it.
Let's get down to the roulette wheel. Let's get down to business. We've got a roulette wheel recording come up. We have obviously removed all of the teams which have been knocked out, unless we missed any. If this lands on Turkey again, guys, it will be scenes. I won't even be disappointed. We have landed on Turkey for the first spin 3 times in a row.
I can't remember a life before landing on Turkey. Every roulette episode has been landed on Turkey.
So Turkey is there right at the bottom. Let's see. Do I just click on it to spin?
Just click on it.
It is spinning. We're spinning. It's starting to slow down. It's not near Turkey. Fuck, I missed one.
We took all the teams that are in the Euros, apart from one, which was Albania, which we forgot, and we fucking landed on it. And now we're going to land on Turkey.
Fuck. Every other team is in the Euros, I'm sure about it.
Oh, that's nemesis.
Slovenia. Who is Slovenia playing?
Portugal.
Portugal, yeah. Sesko, is that his name, the striker? The young promising striker.
Yeah.
He's got random stat for you. That the stat man is fastest player of the tournament so far.
Wow. In terms of running speed, you're talking about.
That's how quickly he eats his dinner. Yeah, running speed.
Yeah.
I tell you what, no one can eat a bowl of cornflakes faster than Sesko in that Slovenia fucking team.
Yeah.
So that's 8 o'clock on Monday.
8 o'clock on Monday. See you there.
Yeah.
I like that timing.
So you'll notice we haven't actually spent too much time speaking about bets today, guys. Nor do we want to. We've decided to cut it down a lot. We'll be updating you on what works, as in when it comes through. I think this week we hit one bet. Which was it?
Oh, Rice.
Yeah.
Declan Rice to foul.
Yeah,
of the four fouls they made in the game
against Slovenia.
It was free money.
Yeah, it was free money.
Shout out to Sky Bet for giving free money. The bet was Rice just to make a foul,
and it was 2-1.
Yeah, but you could only put a max of 10 quid on it.
So we made free money, 10 quid.
So about half a pint in London.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we're actually going to watch Slovenia again. We'll have a look at what there are potential bets on. We don't need to talk about it right now, but we will update you on the socials if they win. If they don't, we'll pretend it never happened. I guess that wraps us up, guys.
Yep.
Welcome. Thank you again for listening into the Footy Roulette podcast. We will see you next week after Slovenia lose to Portugal.